You don't buy a ticket for this airplane. You earn your way aboard by winning an election, guarding a president, or serving in a unit where perfection isn't a goal, it's the minimum. Officially, Air Force One is just a call sign used whenever the President of the United States is on board. In practice, it means two sisters, highly modified Boeing 747s known as VC-25A, tail numbers 28,000 and 29,000, kept ready by the 89th Airlift Wing at Joint Base Andrews. They're not private jets, they're flying nerve centers. When the blue and white livery appears over the horizon, it isn't a VIP arrival. It's the arrival of an office that runs a superpower. Welcome back to Lux Lab. Exploring wealth at its peak. Want more? Drop a like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay notified of our latest and greatest adventures. Cross the threshold, and the scale hits you first. Roughly 4,000 square feet across 3 levels carved into purpose, an Oval Office-style working suite up front, a conference and dining room where legislation gets shaped between takeoff and touchdown, and private presidential quarters with a desk, a shower, and the kind of quiet you can only buy with reinforced bulkheads and serious sound deadening. Behind that, senior staff, military communications teams, and Secret Service occupy their own sections. The press pool rides in the back. The floor plan is deliberate. Keep decisions flowing forward while the airplane eats the miles. Luxury here is different. It isn't marble for show, it's systems that never fail. 2 galleys can plate meals for 100 people at once, pacing dinner to briefings and secure calls. The medical compartment is more than a first aid kit. There's a doctor on every manifest and equipment to stabilize a patient until wheels down. The carpet doesn't wrinkle, the coffee doesn't run out, and the cabin hum stays low, even at altitude. But all of that is a side effect of the real mission: continuity. If the world tilts mid-flight, the presidency doesn't. Self-sufficiency is baked into the airframe. The VC-25A carries its own front and rear air stairs, plus a built-in baggage system, so it can operate at airports that have never seen a 747. It can launch, land, and turn an entire presidential movement without begging the local ground crew for anything. And if range ever becomes the limiting factor, there's a solution for that too: in-flight refueling. Hook up to a tanker at altitude, take on fuel in minutes, and the schedule becomes a choice, not a constraint. The rarest commodity on board isn't caviar or crystal, it's signal. Hardened communications, secure multi-band radios, and satellite links turn this jet into a mobile command center. The details are classified, as they should be, but the effect is simple. When the president talks from this airplane, the rest of the government is already listening. Orders go out. Decisions come back. The country keeps moving at 45,000 feet. Protection is the quiet partner to all that connectivity. The aircraft carries layered self-defense, sensors that watch for threats, systems designed to confuse heat-seeking missiles, and expendables like flares and chaff if someone tries to lock on. You won't notice any of it unless you know exactly where to look. That's the point. Security exists to buy seconds, to break a lock, to keep flying. Exclusivity like this comes with a price tag only a nation can pay. Hour for hour, Air Force One is among the most expensive aircraft on Earth to operate, often pegged in the neighborhood of $170,000+ per flight hour when you add fuel, maintenance, spares, and the technicians who keep every bolt torqued to spec. That's nearly $3,000 a minute for airborne sovereignty. And then there's the future fleet. The next generation, VC-25B, will be based on the newer Boeing 747-8 platform. 2 aircraft, a multi-billion-dollar program, and a timeline that has slipped more than once. The headline is simple: replacing a flying White House is hard. You can't rush a platform whose job is to work flawlessly the first time, every time, for decades. But the real cost isn't just metal and fuel, it's people. The cockpit isn't a place for rookies. Pilots are seasoned officers, often lieutenant colonels, hand-picked from elite airlift and tanker communities. Their compensation reflects years of experience. Five-figure monthly base pay at that rank, plus aviation incentive pays and tax-free housing, and subsistence allowances that push total compensation into the six-figure range. Behind the cockpit, flight attendants aren't civilians. They're enlisted airmen with serious culinary and safety training, frequently mid-career NCOs. Their base pay sits in the mid-five figures, with flight pay, per diem, and allowances layered on top. Add the communication specialists who build secure links in the sky, maintainers who know every rivet, security details who never stop scanning, and mission planners who make sure the wheels touch down to the minute. And you begin to understand the real price of exclusivity. A small, hand-picked city in the sky that practices for nights you'll never hear about. Most missions look simple from the outside. The plane lands, the stairs roll, the door opens, and a wave catches the light. But the choreography starts days earlier. Advanced teams measure stair heights, motorcade turns, and camera sight lines down to the curb. The aircraft brings its own stairs anyway, just in case the math is off or the gear breaks. The press files copy from the aft cabin. A staffer marks up a briefing book in the middle section. Up front, the president takes a secure call that cannot drop, and the galley paces dinner to the conversation, so the room smells like calm. History rides aboard, clipped into the jump seats. In 1963, a presidential jet carried Lyndon B. Johnson as he took the oath of office in the wake of tragedy. On September 11, 2001, one of these 747s became an airborne sanctuary while the ground picture sharpened and decisions had to be made in motion. In 2016, another carried the first sitting U.S. president to Cuba since 1928. These planes don't just witness history, they make it possible by keeping the office airborne when it matters most. So yes, there is leather, there is quiet, there is space to breathe, but the real luxury is redundancy. Two of everything that matters, three backups for what can't fail. The promise is simple and profound. No matter the hour, no matter the continent, the United States will stay connected, protected, and in command. Even when the runway is unknown, the threat is unseen, and the next decision can't wait for wheels down. That's the secret of Air Force One. Not gold trim, not champagne flutes. It's the quiet, relentless reliability of a sovereign office with wings. The most exclusive seat on Earth, priced not in dollars, but in guarantees. Guarantees that the call will go through, the door will open, and the work of a nation will continue at 630 miles per hour. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world's most elusive jet, subscribe for more, because the next time those blue stripes appear, there's another story cruising just above the clouds.